to Charmed Life, a radio show discussing spirituality, magic, and the unconditional love of the universe. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm your host, Tricia Carr. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you are feeling blessed. I hope that you are feeling grateful. And if you're not, then I hope that this show will help you to feel that just a little bit more. This episode is all about presence and how we can increase it and what it is for us in our lives, the state of manifestation, this state in general. And before I get into the topic today, excuse me one moment, pardon me, I would like to say hello to Jarvis Essex, my producer. Hello. Jarvis has agreed to come on the show, y'all, for like reals. He is, I swear, and it's going to be probably in the next couple of weeks, I think. So stay tuned for that because he is a powerful healer, a powerful feeler, and what other kind of powerful things are you, Jarvis?
Manifester.
Okay, manifester. Amen. Oh, I got a little text that came out when I said that. I didn't even mean to. It slipped. All right. Well, Jarvis is going to be coming on the show soon. So I want to tell you guys also about my Patreon community. That's patreon.com/Tricia Carr. We are doing 2 meetings every month. One is a hangout for the new moon, talking about intention and getting ready to manifest in the upcoming lunar cycle. You know, we're in a really powerful cycle. This moon cycle is really pretty amazing. And the new moon was very powerful for setting intentions, and we're now in the second phase, or like the, you know, what do you call that? Where it's the crescent is waning. Is that right? No, it's waxing. It's growing because we just had the new moon. And so that new moon, though, it was offering this energy that was very magnetizing for your intention. And meaning, like, you set an intention, and when we have intentions, we also have contrary intentions, or we have limiting beliefs that would make it a little bit harder to manifest as it could, because the frequency isn't pure, the vibration needs cleaning up. Well, the moon energy is actually offering a sort of really powerful magnet, like magnetizing energy to pull and strengthen that intention from you, so that even the limiting beliefs kind of can't hold it back. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that exciting? And so now we're in the phase just following that, where we are wanting to continue to visit that intention, continue to hold and strengthen it. And so that's where we are now, whether that could be taking action or just doubling down on your beliefs and doubling down on cleaning up the frequency around that which you are manifesting for your highest good. And to that end, my friend Stephanie C. Weinman is coming on the show next Sunday, and she's my lunar lady, my moon mama, and she's going to talk to us about moon energy more, and I'm very excited about that. That will be closer, will be between kind of the midpoint until the full moon, because the full moon is going to be very powerful too. And so in my Patreon community, we are meeting at the new moon, and we're doing a hangout, questions, asking questions, sort of answering and spending time together. Sometimes there's channeling that I do there if feeling so led, if the energies are conducive to it. And a lot of archangel energy has been coming through when I channel lately. And then on the full moon, we are actually doing a live group meditation activation. And what an activation is, it basically is like a tuning, an energetic tuning. And it's a channeling activity, basically. So I'll be receiving and conducting energy to, like that new moon energy, attach to and magnetize out of us the intentions for our highest good. So manifesting power, lighting up DNA and light codes in your field, soul blueprint light codes. That's what activations are. So it is like a meditative experience, and it is even more empowering than your regular transcendental meditation. It is manifesting. That's why I said that. Anyway, so that's what we're doing at the full moon. So, and then you get actually an produced MP3 download, so you can have it and do it all on your own. So go check it out at patreon.com/Tricia Carr. It's a way to be able to support this show. If you do enjoy the program, if you enjoy Charmed Life, thank you so much. And I hope that you are liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. And actually on the podcast, podcast, you can review it. So if you feel so inclined, I would love that. I would love for you to join your light in any way. And so to that end, I want to talk about presence. And what is presence? What's up? Oh, thank you so much, Jarvis. Jarvis, what a guy. Hi, Lightworkers Lab. Jarvis reminded me to talk to my people, the Lightworkers Lab online spiritual community, that of which I am a moderator and a guide and teacher. It is founded by my dear friend, Crystal Ann Compton, spiritual teacher and intuitive channel, who's been on the show many times. She should be coming on pretty soon again. And so do find the Lightworkers Lab. We have such an amazing, powerful community going on there. We fellowship. It is a resource for growing and learning. And oh my gosh, right now, Lauren Antufermo, who is someone else who's also been on the show, just a few weeks ago, she is an archangel realm reader, spirit channel, and astrologer. And she's actually right now this weekend teaching a class on your birth chart, your astrological birth chart, the map to your life's purpose. And this class is going to be available on demand eventually at thelightworkerslab.com and probably on Lauren's website as well, which is soulfultransformations.com. Powerful, powerful teaching. All right, so now let's get to presence. Now, you guys have probably heard me talk about Eckhart Tolle and say that Eckhart Tolle, actually, I'm not sure how he pronounces his name. It could be Tolle, but I hear people say Tolle. So pardon me for being so English. And Eckhart Tolle, Master Tolle, let's call him that, is a teacher and an author and, personal development and spirituality. He has a book called The Power of Now and A New Earth. And The Power of Now is a book that I read when I was, I think in my late 20s or early 30s. I'm now 44, so that's how long ago it was. I would say it was sort of an awakening experience for me, not to the point of me actually opening up and any of the spiritual abilities or intuitive abilities that were lying dormant in me, but definitely was awakening me up and above just the 3D orientation, the one of just this matrix, this dense and matrix of what we're doing here in the physical plane. Woke me back up because I was awakened when I was a child in the church. I had spirituality, which I received growth. Well, I should say I didn't receive it from the church, but while I was in the church, I definitely had awakening experiences and growth. And so Eckhart Tolle is a person who I consider a mentor. I've never met him personally. It's just that someone who is putting out work for us to learn by can be a mentor. And he was teaching all about presence in The Power of Now, or I guess he still is because that book still exists. And it was something that just really made so much sense to me intellectually. And I have a client now, one of my mentoring clients, and we were talking about presence, and he was explaining to me, it's 11:11, Jarvis. Yo, that's 11:11, and other times on the clock, like that. When your awareness lands upon them, that is a way to come into presence. That is a beautiful way to bring your attention to the now and just celebrate the fact that we are loved and we are love. So this client of mine, this mentoring client, was expressing how he understands presence, but he doesn't really know how to create it and experience it regularly. And I completely understood what he was talking about. That was what I felt when I was reading The Power of Now. And I felt a bit frustrated about it. I was like, yes, I get that. And it's almost like I got a whiff of it, but how do I do it? And the reason that we get a bit frustrated when we're trying to do something like experience presence, the reason we have that kind of grasping is because it is the conscious mind, or even you could say the left brain, that is trying to understand it. And so you hear me talk about the left brain, you hear me talk the right brain, left brain. Another way to look at left brain, right brain is conscious mind, subconscious mind. You see, the subconscious mind is also the intuitive mind, or the spiritual perspective part of your consciousness. And that the subconscious mind is the manifester. It is the place where our state is being broadcast from. So this word state, that's very much like the word vibration or frequency. Your state is your feeling state. And when I say feeling, you hear me emphasize it when I say feeling. I kind of dig into it. I'm trying to feel it when I say feeling. It is more this expanded existence, this being state, rather than the feeling that is like the emotions. I am sad, I am angry, I am even hungry, your biological feelings. The state is something that is actually here. I'll share with you a sort of explanation from the perspective of neurolinguistic programming. State is a way to understand frequency and vibration. Well, that's actually me. Our state in NLP is a way of being at the moment, our mood, the way we feel. It comes from our physiology, thinking, and emotions. So here, there, mind, body, and spirit. Physiology, that's the body. Thinking, that's the mind. Emotions, that's the spirit. It is greater than the sum of its parts. The state is the most immediate part of the experience. We create them ourselves, and since they affect our capabilities, they also have an impact on the results that we get. They affect our interpretation of our experience. So this is the state or frequency. I just wanted to give you another way to understand what frequency is, because as students of spirituality, energy, and the law of attraction and metaphysics, we talk about frequency a lot. We also talk about vibration, and sometimes these terms are interchangeable in certain contexts. So the frequency is actually the signal that you send out. You're like a radio tower as a composition of energy. And your vibration is sort of the total state of your beingness. The frequency is it actually that state or the vibration actually forming a creation and then sending out an intention. So you see how these are kind of like they flow one to the other, so that's why they can sometimes be interchangeable when we're speaking about them. So understanding presence is really understanding how to be in tune with that state. To understand presence, you actually have to be operating from the state of being or state or your vibration, that intuitive mind, the expanded mind, because you see that is actually the genesis. That is actually the source. Your conscious mind or the left brain, that which is the linear, it is actually the creation of the subconscious mind. It is the servant to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is like God. And then the conscious mind is like the creation. And so that is why we can't really experience presence by looking at it just from the conscious mind. We can understand it intellectually, but in order to experience it, we have to pop up into that higher mind, that intuitive mind, the subconscious mind, the subconscious state. And so again, I'll say that the left brain or conscious mind is actually secondary. It is actually the creation of the subconscious mind, the intuitive mind. The intuitive mind is just, that's it. That's the end of the sentence, is. It is. The intuitive mind is. And it actually isn't looking down the road, and it isn't looking behind, because it is. It's eternal. It is the eternal essence. And so being able to stay or appreciate and come into the experience of presence, really the journey there is being an appreciation of duality. And so duality is actually the creation. So we are in the state of creator, and then we recognize and we pay attention and place our awareness upon creation. That's duality, creator, creation, creator, creation. Being able to intensify, enhance your awareness of presence, of the now, grants you peace. And the reason it does this is because, well, it actually grants you freedom. You see, we get into stress and worry and anxiety when we are paying attention to the future, which doesn't exist in our experience. I mean, in a way, I always talk about time as an illusion and all things are existing, but this now is what you have created. So this now is your alignment. And when we are, all of these fear-based emotions, stress, anxiety, and worry they're fear-based emotions and they're fear-based experiences. When that is in our frequency, when our awareness is placed there and we're having that experience, we are actually projecting into the future. And we're in some kind of resistance to now. We are denying our alignment. We're denying what we have created. And then when we are in a non-presence that is oriented to past, that is an awareness upon guilt, blame, regret, those kinds of experiences. And then those give way back again to worry because we say, well, this happened in the past. It's going to happen in the future. We totally skipped over now. We're always fluctuating between the two. And I'll tell you, no matter how much you deepen your presence, it's still something that is a lifelong journey. I'm sure Eckhart himself is constantly reminding himself to come back into the now. I haven't met him. I don't know. I'm sure he has. He's human, right? Is he not human? So a tip about actually what we can do to enhance presence. Well, first of all, I'm always talking about the devotional time, meditation, right? And the reason for that is because in meditation or your dynamic prayer or in your control meditation of affirmations, see, affirmations are a kind of meditation that are where we are controlling our state or the feeling essence. When we feel into and place our awareness upon an affirmative belief, a belief that we want to enhance in our experience and in the mind, then we are actually coming deeply present. Every moment, I allow my cup to fill so that I may offer it to others. This is a fantastic affirmation for those who are way showers, which I'm assuming every single person listening is, because that's why you would be interested in this show. I give myself grace so that I may receive from the field. I nourish myself by allowing the universe to nourish me. You see how that is a dual experience, appreciating it. I nourish myself. That is very personal. By allowing the universe to nourish me, bringing us into the all. And so when we are having the experience of blame, guilt, regret, these are pre-manifestation awarenesses. When we do that, we're not quite in the place of creation or creator. We aren't actually in the state of creating, or we're not in the state of manifesting because we're in a place that is off of the now. The now is the only place that is true. It is the only thing that is real. It is your creation. And thus, it is the state of being the creator. Because if we're in denial, if we're in resistance to the fact that we have created something, then we're in resistance and denial of the fact that we are creators. You see that we're unable to take responsibility for our experience, and that is where freedom is. That is where growth is to be able to take responsibility, and then celebrate it, and then relish it. With the future stress, worry, and anxiety, we simply can come back to the now with the breath. Just orient back. Now, I know that seems really simple, but you see, the reason that it feels too simple to be able to fix us is because that is the worrisome mind. That is the created left brain mind that is not in the present saying, oh, but there is stuff to worry about. But truly, with just the breath, which is why in sacred texts, the breath of life, being the essence of God, becoming man, this is the truth. This is high truth. That's why it's in yoga. The yogic discipline is all about coming to the breath. And the breath is a beautiful example of duality and singularity because we have the expansion of the breath, which we need, and then we have the apex of the breath. And we have the release, the contraction. And being able to just appreciate the breath is actually appreciating the now. It brings us into the very moment. It's powerful. The reason it's powerful is because in our observance of the fact that we are creating and that we have created this experience, this gratitude of what this moment is, we're in full ownership of it. And when we're in ownership of it, then we are opening ourselves wide up to more, to receiving more. It's complete allowance. And it's it's being able to completely receive from the field. And so I talk about state, I talk about field. You come into the power of your feeling state or the vibration, your frequency, all of that. And then you recognize that it is a partnership with the all or with the field. And the field wants to cooperate. The field is like the garden, and we are the flower in it. The garden wants to serve the flower. The field wants to serve you, wants to serve us. And so we could sit back in patience, in observance of this now, and we can then allow the field to show us how to move next. And how does it show us? Well, it may show us with overt experiences, and it could show us by how we are connecting to it and the feelings that come to us from that state of bliss and expansion. By the way, I'd like to say that the phone lines are open, 323-524-2599. If you would like to call in, and if you have any question you would like to ask, or if you would like me to have a look in and give you some intuitive insight, 323-524-2599. And so, excuse me one moment while I take a sip. And so I'd like to offer you guys a short activation. I actually felt the presence of Archangel Uriel coming through the last couple of days. And Archangel Uriel is the overseer of the element of earth. And I think that's fantastic considering the part of the lunar cycle that we're in this powerful moon cycle that we have that is about strong intention being magnetized by the cosmic and the lunar energies, and now being able to pay attention to that intention so that it will actually fruit. And things do fruit from the earth. So when we've planted a seed, like an intention, now we observe its place in the earth, and we allow the element of earth to begin to do its cooperative dance with us. So that's interesting. That actually just came through right now. Archangel Uriel explaining to me why I have been experiencing his presence and why he would like to come through at this time. And he reminds us that, Archangel Uriel reminds us that the secret, what we feel like the secret to life, it's not a secret at all, is the elusive feeling of the heart. That's where the state, that's your powerful oracle, where your state is emitting from where it is emitting, from whence it is emitting, I should say. And this is how we feel into that heart, and we feel into that, the beauty and the power of that love center. And this is how we will experience what the field is offering to us and what moves to take next, what action to take. And that action sometimes can be just to continue to feel more deeply into that essence, to your intention and to the power that of your unconditional loving oracle of your heart. The secrets are uncovered by loving yourself more deeply, by continuing to connect with your inner being. And this is why that state of devotion and meditation is so important. If we can't give ourselves 10 to 20 to 30 minutes every single day, 10 to 12 minutes even every single day, then we are sending a signal to ourselves that we're not worth that. We're not worth 10 to 12 minutes every single morning to make contact with the truth of who you are. And so I encourage you, if you haven't implemented a daily experience of feeling and being just with yourself, just with the universe, just with the essence of Source, I encourage you to do it. It's what changed my life. And so I'm going to offer us a moment to do that now. Now, if you're driving and you're listening to this in the archive, no problem. You could listen to it again later if you want to feel it more deeply, or you can just listen to it right now and feel that it's connecting to your heart and it is activating heart energy. And so if you are in a place where you could sit comfortably, then I invite you to relax. Maybe feel the seat beneath you. Feel the chair that's holding you up. Recognize that which you are seated upon is earthen. And now let's experience that breath. As you breathe in, allow the breath to fill the body. Fill from the belly, the pelvic floor, reaching down to root chakra, and then filling up like a tank all the way up to heart, slowly and comfortably. And as you feel that breath, deepen your appreciation for yourself, for the faith that you have in that breath. You have such faith in the breath that you don't even think about it. You have perfect faith and a perfect partnership with the breath, allowing it every moment of your experience. And the breath is faithful to you. Gaia offers it willingly, abundantly. And now let your awareness rest upon the center of your chest. Where you connect to the fourth density, the fourth dimension, where unconditioned begins, where love begins. Perhaps you feel that swelling, that spinning, that enhancement that you feel when you hold someone close to you, someone you love. You feel a quickening and an excitement. This is the beauty of your essence. This is you allowing beauty. This is your light. Archangel Uriel wishes to remind us that in any moment we can feel this power, this essence. That this is the place that is our creator energy. This is how we feel that which is manifesting for our highest good. Know that your heart is made, the physical organ of your heart is made of the earth. Creator allowed the creation to form into you. You are the evidence that you are worthy. You, the physical existence of you, and how the breath meets that physical existence is proof. As humans, we constantly want proof of things in the third density, in the third dimensional reality. We want proof. We have competition. We have struggle. And we're trying to prove to ourselves when we become non-present. We prove to ourselves that we deserve to be here and that we will continue to. And it is the breath and it is that heart that beats inside the chest and the energetic heart that spins and informs and creates. This is the anchor. This is what is the proof. This is the truth. You are living and breathing truth. You are a creator yourself. And this was entrusted into you so perfectly. Creator said, like a perfect parent, I love you so much. The creator energy said, I love you so much that I will allow you to have a piece of creator energy all on your own. And like a perfect parent who allows their child to have the keys to the car and say, okay, I trust you. And I trust you to have autonomy. And I love you so much that I want you to feel what it is like to be autonomous. That is our experience in this moment. And if you have the fullness of source energy trusting you that much, then what more proof do we need? if we can be animated soil, animated earth, what more do we need to prove to ourselves that we are capable of having the experience that is for our highest good, that we know how to move in the moment for our highest good and for the highest good of the entire universe. We are entrusted with that energy. We move forward in the fullness of that excitement that comes from the heart energy. That is how we know. That is how we know how to move forward. That is how we enhance the state of manifestation. The manifestor energy is by feeling deeply into ourselves in every moment. And now is where you are. Now is your creation. Now is the only place that God is. This moment. Eckhart Tolle says, realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. And this happens very subtly. It feels very different from the hustle of struggling to be able to survive in 3D. It feels like we're taking a step back, but in truth, we're taking a step here. Accept, then act. This is again from The Power of Now. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Because that is the truth. You did choose it. You are choosing it at this time. And so as the full moon approaches in a few weeks, I hope that you will recognize that that is the fullness of your creation, that your highest good is being manifested by your will. And your will is something that you can work with gently. You know, not forcing the will, muscling things forward, getting ahead of yourself and getting ahead of the field. We're talking about that gentle will, the gentle state of unfolding in every single moment. That is the will, the innocent will, just like gravity is powerful and we cooperate with it. We cooperate with our will as well. And we allow the will to be the communication to the field. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievances, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. From The Power of Now, again. And so I would encourage you to go, and if you are not sure about how to meditate or how to have your devotional time, you know, having guided meditations are a fantastic way to get started, or perhaps it's a way that you continue to hold as its basis of your practice. I offer some on my channel on YouTube, and I'll put some up here on this podcast feed as well. And this is a really important way to be able to develop the connection with the inner being at all times. And then, of course, being able to have these micro meditations, times throughout the day when you can just take a moment. If you set a timer on your phone every 3 hours, every hour, to just have a micro meditation. If you can't do it in the middle of the crowd that you're in, go to the bathroom and do it. You know, you guys know I talk about the sacredness of the bathroom. Nobody's going to bother you there. But a 30-second micro meditation of just focusing on the breath. You can even set yourself a timer so that you can release time. This is something that I think is a fantastic technique. And so, in those moments, we just created a moment there. In those moments where we cease the constant thinking with that lower mind, that is how presence will deepen in our lives. Okay. Well, I thank you so much for joining me today. I would love for you to go and check out the YouTube channel. I'm putting up a lot more content there, and that's youtube.com/Tricia Carr. And I hope you'll join me again next week with my guest, Stephanie C. Weinman, who's going to be talking about the lunar phases as we approach the lunar phase. And I look forward to connecting with you guys in the different ways that I am out there. I'd love to be able to connect with you more directly. And so you can do that by following me on social media or going to my Patreon community. And I thank you so much for listening. Thank you for bringing your light into this experience. Thank you for shining. Thank you for connecting with your heart and conducting that beautiful, loving frequency to make this experience brighter, more ascended. We need every single one of us. We need every single one of us. And that's why we all came here together, is so that we could experience the beauty of the third density from the higher perspective, the higher intuitive mind. That's how we experience presence. And then we observe that which we create in appreciation. And so I hope you'll tune in again next week. You can join us live at ubnradio.com/channel1 or on any of my social media outlets, which you can find by searching TriciaCarrCharm.com. Or TriciaCarrCharm.com is my website. You can find my social media by Tricia Carr Charm. That's my handle, most places. So I will see you again next time. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.